Yeah. Wouldn't life be better without clients? And everybody says, yep. But don't you think that's sad? Why do we feel that way? Don't you think? We all agree that life could probably be better. And I'm going to tell you a story. I wish I was as organised as Troy and have my little framework, but I don't. So I'm going to tell you a story about the phone. The phone rings. There's a potential client. They want a website. They want more, right? We do more than just websites. Just. I love that word. Happy dance, right? I'm really chuffed. They want all of the stuff that we provide, and we've got a whole team of people, spent time and effort, training, building up, coaching, looking after my team to do all this stuff. But this potential client, they've got a sad story. They're complaining. They're complaining about web designers. Their last or their past web designers. And those web designers are here in Brisbane. And I hope it's not somebody I know. But it is. And they're a good team. I like them. I like them a lot. So the client must be nuts. All right? They must be completely bonkers. But they sound really good. And they're realistic. They've got money, and their expectations are pretty good as well. So what do you get? You've got a good client, you've got a good web team, and you've got to fail. Why? Why is this happening? I'm just going to pause here. Has this happened to anybody here? You heard this story? Had this conversation with clients, prospective clients? Have you been on the other end of this, where you know that you've done your best for them, and you know that it started off right, and it could have been good, but it went wrong? Yeah, I'll put my hand up to that. In real life, not web stuff, I'm in the shower, right? I'm going to take you on another story now, and it's going to get interesting. But the hot water stopped, and I'm freaking out because, you know, I've got to be at WordCamp in half an hour, and I've got to hire a van, and I've got to get the tables here, and my credit card company's cancelled my card for my company, and all the stuff that happened this morning, you wouldn't believe. So I go to the hot water system, I have a look at it, and I was going to do a fighting fantasy here, but I don't think you guys are old enough to know what fighting fantasy is, but no, anyway. Okay, so basically I look in the cupboard for the hot water system, and there's two things that could be wrong. The lights or the power could be off, or there might be some water leaking or some pressure problem, you know, a real world thing. Like, you know, there's no Control Z with that, so that's not for me. So is it A or is it B? Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. Yes! I told you we should put that slide in. We were going to put a slide in, but anyway. So you really have to choose, because plumbers don't do electrics. Electricians don't do pipes and stuff. Of course they don't. What are you on about, Ben? This is weird. Yes, it is a bit strange. But if you get that wrong in the real world, you just pay for that call-out fee and you learn, well, maybe I should stick to computers, right? And I've got to do my best to try and understand the difference between a pipe and a wire. But the thing is, we spend our entire lives surrounded by the real world. And we've grown up with the difference between plumbing and electricians, and it's obvious to everybody. Us, web people, and them, clients. We all get it. But in the digital world, it isn't quite that simple. Web design and development has changed over the years, right? Years ago, well, before I get to that slide, right, building websites takes time and effort. This is kind of how we do it, and you end up with going around in circles a little bit sometimes. But in general, it's quite a linear thing. You plan it, you get it underway, you get the information architecture together, you get the design together, you get those things all coming in the right direction, you get the build signed off, get underway with the build. Then you get into the testing fails, goes back to the build. Meanwhile, the client's changed their mind, they want to change the design, you go back to design as well. These bits are changing from the design, the build is underway, then you come out to testing again, then you train the client and you go live. Brilliant. And it's all orchestrated by the project manager and the account manager dealing with the client. Now, I thank my lucky stars that I don't do that anymore, because we have an amazing project manager. He's not here today, but he's amazing. He does all of this for me. But back in the day, when I first started, I was the everything guy. Who's a one-man band here? Lots of you, right? That's great. I love it. I used to love doing this. Everything. I do the design. Yeah, the clients didn't love that. But I could do the building, code it up. Yeah, that's back in the day when you used tables for everything. Do you remember that? Anybody remember that? Yeah, horrible. Yeah, 2005, there was a bit of a shift. Suddenly you're either a designer or a developer. There really was a kind of a separation, right? And maybe you've got people crossing over between. And now, you've got people doing all of it again. And you've got people doing individual little components. It's all fragmenting. And that's just web design, right? And it is better and more professional. There's no two ways about it. We're more like the real life guys now than ever before. And that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But in these allied kind of fields, copywriting, SEO, we've actually got specialists in each individual area. You've got technical SEOs, you've got link builders, you've got copywriters who do the SEO as well, they do on-site optimization, they do all sorts of cool things. Yeah, social engineering, stuff Dan was talking about earlier. There's some awesome stuff happening, and it's all because our roles are getting more and more fragmented, more and more specialized. That's a bloody good thing. But no wonder the clients are confused. And if you compare it, right, if you compare it with the electrician and the plumber and how simple that is, no wonder they're confused with our world. But all they want is a solution. Yeah. I just want a website. Isn't it that simple? Yeah, so I talk to these guys all the time. All the time. That's my main job. I talk with people, I set strategies, plan out what we're going to do. And the number one complaint about you guys, web designers in Brisbane, yeah. And invariably they're one-man bands or small agencies, people that I know, right? The complaint is that my web designer didn't get me to the top of Google. Right? That's funny for us. But it's very sad, because that's just like saying the electrician didn't sort out the pipes. How annoying is that? Like, I'm bloody livid, to be quite honest, when that happens. It's wrong. Don't you think? Am I wrong? No, I know I'm not wrong. Stand in front of a room full of people and tell them something stupid. Yeah, so clients don't understand our work. I think I've made the case for that, okay? But we accept too much responsibility. I know I've done it. Oops, I've done that. But it has a massive impact on us. Like, before I go on, pause again. Who feels like they've done that? You know, you take on too much. The client asks for, hey, do my hosting. Maybe I should look into doing hosting for people. Really? Really? Do you know all that much about hosting? Are you really going to get that text message at 3:30 in the morning? You're really going to deal with that? Seriously? Yeah? Oh, they asked me for a bit of SEO. Oh, it can't be that hard. But it has a massive impact on people, right? If you're the one-man band individual business owner, it can be you there late at night dealing with the problems that come out of this, right? competing demands, endless demands, all sorts of things going on all the time. And the boundaries. How do you set boundaries when you say yes to everything? A couple of years ago, I saw Troy talk, and he talked about telling the clients no. Yeah, this is how. You set your boundaries. You set what you're good at. You try and work on what you desire, what you really want to be doing. Because otherwise you're going to be feeling devalued. Like, I'm not going to ask you to put your hands up. I know that in the past, clients have got me to do things and I've made them a fortune. And do I feel devalued at the end of it? Damn right I do. It's awful. So if you get in this negative spiral, you can get long hours, little control. This is where business coaches can help out. You know, they can try and get you organised. Yep, I know somebody here who's got a business coach. He's just told me, yeah, $2,000 a month. I wish I could stop paying it, but it's awesome. Don't worry about it, just pay it. If you're getting more value than $2,000 a month out of it, if it's giving you your life back and you're making your money back and all the things are going right for you, yeah, why not? Plumbers get business coaches, electricians get business coaches. Why the hell can't we? It's one of the best investments I ever made was getting a business coach. So, stress and depression, right? There's a whole group of people online talking about the problems that happen when you work too much, when you work endless hours, when you don't have boundaries, you don't feel control. And that's the kind of things that cause us pain, problems. Yeah, you've got to be tough because we're not immune. And if you don't focus on what's really good, you're never going to get to this. Has anybody heard of flow? It's just this one slide about flow. If you don't know what flow is, look it up. Basically, this is the idea of that time that you may have experienced when you sat down at your desk, you started working on something, and then you got up and you felt really hungry, and it was dark outside, and you really need to go to the loo. Right? Because you've been so focused on what you're doing that the volume or the processing power of your brain just goes completely on the thing that you're doing. You are so much more productive when you're doing that it's worth saying no to all the other stuff that you don't want to do. You will be the best at what you want to do if you say no to the stuff that you don't. Yeah, but I've got to do the hosting for the client. Oh, really? You sure there's not hosting companies out there? Yeah? Oh, yeah, but they look to me to do the SEO. Yeah, but there are lots of SEO companies you can partner with, and they'll let you do all the client contact, and they'll do all the work. Stop it. There's an impact on the market, not just the individuals, but there's an impact on the market, because you're training clients across the board to make these ridiculous expectations, to state just the most ridiculous things of us. Hey, our old guy did this. He was bonkers, right? Oh, the old guy did the website, the SEO, and the thing. Did he have a team? No, he was just like amazing. Well, why did you phone me? Why did you phone me? Because I'm amazing at websites. That's why you phoned me. Talk to this guy about the SEO. You're just going to operate less effectively, and if you're overloaded, you're going to get bogged down. Yeah? So, you want my confession? Well, maybe not. So basically, I've been debating how much of this I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be I'm going to skirt over it, because it's not pretty. My life has changed a lot in the last 6 months, because I've done too much for clients for too long. Right? And if you're not careful, that's going to really eat you as well. It's really important that you set your boundaries and you focus on what's important for your business. But how do we fix this? Decide what you are and are not going to do. There are good people in this room who do what you don't want to do. They will be at the pub tonight. Don't let this continue. Don't live your life doing stuff that you don't want to do. Life's too short. So, what you should do is build up a network of co-experts. When I was working and it was just me and one other guy, we did too much. We should have taken our hosting and gone to somebody like Jamie or Miles. Are you here in the room? There's Miles, hosting guy. Yeah, is Jamie here? No. That's what you need. You need a co-expert, somebody else who's an expert in their field, and you focus on what you're going to do. Because right now I have a hosting book. It's big, it's stressful, and yeah, somebody else is going to look after it pretty soon. But the risk is that you work with somebody who isn't up to your standard. So don't put up with it. Set the rules. If you're going to deal with somebody else, you tell them, I'm doing this because I want to be an expert at web. I want to build the best damn WordPress websites you've ever seen. So I'm going to push all my hosting work to you, Miles. And if I do that, you better be bloody good at it. We better be talking about 5 nines, 6 nines, reliability, 99.99999, you know? It better be awesome. Because that's the quality that I want to be delivering. But I know I can't do that alone. So you mustn't do it alone. You also need to be clear with clients about what you are and are not going to do. Who feels that they're clear with clients about what they are and aren't doing? Yep. We don't do this, we don't do that. We don't do email hosting. Who finds email hosting a complete pain in the... It's awful because they don't want to pay for it, and then the day comes when it doesn't work, and suddenly, you know, it's worth 50 grand because there's an order coming in. Well, it's important, but we don't do it. Write it down. If you write it down in the agreement that you're not going to do it, then it's clear. You've said it, you've written it down, and the best bit, write it on the order form, the thing they sign. Would you like copywriting? No, we're going to do it ourselves. Great. Copywriting, not selected. Sign. Oh, I thought you were doing the copyright. Oh, really? Sorry. No, it's just being clear, right? I don't mean to be flippant about it. It really is just being clear and serious with the clients. Because you don't want to have an ambiguity about, oh, I thought you were going to do that 30 hours of work to rewrite 500 pages. Oh, 30 hours? What? No. Just be clear with them. It's simple. It's just good business. So, final thoughts really. Taking care of yourself and being better. You can make your clients better. If you're really clear with them about what you are and are not going to do, you let them understand that you're a specialist in this niche, WordPress. You can be one of the best damn WordPress people in the world. Yep. This guy. He's building websites for huge corporations around the world. It's awesome. Congratulations. You know, you're working with these amazing people. So that's the main thrust of my talk. Thanks very much. I guess.
Any questions or war stories that you'd like to share, or situations or anything you want to talk about? Like,
yeah,
he really wants you to be honest, and he's got stories to tell.
That's the main thing is, if you've been through this and you're happy to share, of course it's going to be on video. But, you know, so no names. But seriously, everybody I talk to has a story like this. Everybody's been through a painful situation like this. How do we help each other get better? Any thoughts, any ideas?
Yeah, that was great.
Hey man. Hi Simon.
Yeah, awesome talk. As always, great to get some of your insights. Yeah, that pretty much 100% of that applied to me, so I'm sure a lot of other people in this room have that as well. Something that I struggle with is, like, I'm self-taught with building websites. I just sort of did it on the side while I was studying criminology. So I'm not sure what I want to specialize in. So, like, I'll learn development, and then I'll learn design, and I'll learn a bit of SEO to try to decide where I want to go. So I have said yes to absolutely everything, and it's hard. Like, where on like the journey of becoming like who you're going to be, I guess, do you draw those boundaries? It's a difficult one. And like, do you have any sort of like tips on how you've done that? Because I know like Maden Solutions obviously does SEO, posting, like regrettably it seems.
Yeah.
Development, design. Basically, you guys do everything.
Yeah, so my entire strategy, so yeah, I guess that was exactly the plan, right? Oh yeah, I can do like 10 different things, and what I do is I hire a person to do this one, I hire a person to do this one, and oh damn it, we need 2 people to do this now. Or I'm doing these 6 things, oh I know the demand for these is getting crazy, oh we need 4 people now on this team. Quick, can we hire 4 people in Brisbane? No, we can't, right? Pain. So at that point, then each project, you can then iron out what are we going to specialize in, what are we going to do, what aren't we going to do. We can't do the copywriting because we don't have capacity. We could do the copywriting, but it's good that you're not ordering it now because we're not available for a little while, right? Everybody craves transparency. Clients crave transparency. They want to know what your scheduling is like. They want to know what's happening. So if you tell them, yeah, we could do this, but I can't actually fit you in for another 3 weeks, okay, you're going to have some difficult questions, but you can actually have that conversation. The thing I always get, would you really tell a client that you can't fit them in for 3 weeks? Yeah, because it's honest, right? And then they say to you, oh yeah, but I can go to this guy and he can start tomorrow. Yeah, but how good is he? Yeah, we've got 3 weeks worth of work to do and he can start tomorrow. Like, don't you see there's a difference in value? Yeah, so I'd go per project for now, but try and iron it out, because if you've got multiple projects all demanding different things of you, you're never going to get into flow and you're never going to get to focus on what you really want to do. Yeah. And do you put it in your proposals now that he's going to come and do that? No.
I don't sort it out for anyone, but I just write, I've got this guy, and they're like, oh, I don't want to deal with anyone else but you.
So you refer him?
I just send it on, and I don't hear.
That's exactly right.
They write, Jeff sorted it all out for me, it's
Yeah.
done. Awesome.
Good.
Get a guy.
Good. Get somebody. Get somebody else to do it. And you can have pretty straightforward but strong conversations. I mean, we get questions about, say, information architecture. We get asked, hey, how much input can I have into the structure of my website? Yeah, not much. Yeah, but don't you want to know all my years of experience? Yeah, I do. But that's the starting point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the research and then I'm going to tell you how the structure should be. Then if you follow my guidance, I'll stand by the end result. But if you want to change it, then it's your website, not mine. Which is the debate, isn't it? Is it our website? Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, right? The thing is, if I have a conversation with a client, you end up with this really old-fashioned thing of the customer's always right. Yep, I'm paying the money. I want the website the way I want it. Because I know my customers and I know that they use this phrase, structural engineering. I know that's the phrase. Really? What Dan was talking about earlier is exactly how we work to plan websites. You look at the phrases, you look at the ones that actually have value in them. That's how you engineer a website to work and convert and make money. And if the client wants to tell you this is how it's going to be, well, it's your plan, not mine. You're paying me to build you a plan, here you go, and you want to throw it out and use that. Well, it's like me hiring an architect and then getting my crayon out. It's not right. Sorry.
I was just going to make a comment around getting people to play to their strengths, which is kind of a foreshadowing of some of the stuff that I'm talking about tomorrow. But one of the things, a part of a networking group or a group of people that we have a secret group somewhere where we can vent about our clients. And not because we mention names or anything, but because sometimes you just need somebody else's opinion around what you're doing. But one of the things that came up this week was a girl going, sweary word, blah, 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 blah. We talked to the client about doing this for 6 months. They said no, they said no, they said no, they said no. Yes, they decided to do it yesterday, but we've got 24 hours before the hosting expires and we have to move it to somewhere else. And she's like, what the hell do we do? And I'm like, slow down. The company that you're moving to will move this for you for free or for $50 if it's over a certain thing.
Yep.
Pay them to do that. It's
Yep.
not to client $300 to do it,
Yeah.
but pay them to do it because for a lot of us as developers, we're programmed to problem solve and we go, yeah, I can do this, I can do this, but you're sitting there and get stuck in this loop going, yeah, well, I can do this, but hang on just a second, these guys will do it for $50, and then it's their responsibility.
Yeah. And there's a great poster, isn't there? Like, your failure to plan does not constitute an emergency for me. Yeah.
And so, you go, okay, so have we crossed this boundary here where they gave them all of this lead time and then they have to do it? Yes, you have, but a way around that to stop that is sometimes you don't actually have to do one person.
Yeah. Perfect.
Hey Ben, that was really good, mate. I think you struck a nerve with many people in the room about the experiences and taking on too much. Even myself, I've been in that position, early on, just doing everything and having no time, and it's a hard place to be in. And I just wanted to raise a point that you highlighted about really the key to succeeding in being a WordPress consulting in this day and age is really knowing and understanding what is it that you really love to do and you're really passionate about and you're driven to provide an excellent service to the client around it and driven to provide an excellent relationship around delivering that service. But obviously there's a lot of things that you do not enjoy, you do not want to do, and you shouldn't take that kind of work on board. However, as you mentioned, rather than saying no and then turning them away to blankness, collaborating with other experts in the field that specialize in love and have that passion about doing things that you don't like to do, and then being able to collaborate with them so you can collectively help them to provide an excellent service, an excellent customer experience, and build an excellent business and have a great client relationship around that. And I just want to highlight from me and Ben were talking about this last night, but we're talking about, most people in this room are either WordPress freelancers or if you go to a WordPress agency. We all specialize in particular areas. We all have our own loves and hates in those areas. So Ben, maybe if you wanted to just throw it out to the audience, we were talking about having some sort of listing, some sort of place where all the people in and around the local area can say, hey, here's what I do, here's what I love to do, maybe here's not what I like to do, and so somewhere where this information can be up front so people can collaborate in the future should when the phone pick up and say, hey, can you build a website and host by emails? You've got somewhere where you can...
I think the WordPress meetup is probably the perfect place to kind of start that discussion and have a look at, what else is out there. I mean, obviously there are other meetup groups, the WebTech one and the Web Design meetup group, but yeah, I think probably a platform, a website, somewhere, a forum, who knows. But those things are actually already in place. And
the WordPress Australia Slack channel.
Okay, WordPress Australia Slack channel for the thing. Yeah, that sounds good. I should probably answer the question, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Did I really answer the question? Like if I didn't have clients, I'd be broke. So would life be better? Well, maybe. I'd be broke. Yeah, I might still be married. But I tell you what, I find it that dealing with a certain group of clients is extremely rewarding. I love it. I love going into work in the morning. I love working with particular clients. The ones that don't quite get it, they're a problem. But it's the problem we deal with day in, day out. And it's the thing we're trying to solve. And if anything, the entire business strategy for me and my team is to minimize we kind of refer to it a different way, but the messing about factor. Yeah? That they hire an expert and then they want to tell you how to do it. Can we get this last question? What? Have we got time?
Yeah.
Cool.
I was just wondering what you thought was a better business model as far as you computer client, so how much something you want to do, referring it to other people, obviously there's no bringing in the income there.
Yep.
Or having a team, like you have a team, but it all stays in-house, so what's the better business? I mean, obviously, having a team, you make more money that way, but it's more of a headache having a team.
If you have a team, you make more money. Okay. I don't know. I don't know about that. Yes, of course. When you get it right. Yeah. I guess it comes down to risk management. If I'm referring a particular client to a hosting company, and what I'm doing is I'm saying that we do their SEO, we do their website. I've got a team of people doing the SEO, a team of people doing the web design. We make margin on this, a margin on that, and then they ask us about their email hosting and their web hosting, and we say, no, over there, please. What's the risk for us? Is it that they're going to take their SEO and website design to the hosting company? The risk of that is virtually nil, because although they might offer a $99 a month SEO plan, our client paying us $1,000 a month for SEO, they're not even going to consider that because that's a joke, right? And they're a smart client. So you can make a call and just say, yeah, hosting over there. But when it comes to something different, like AdWords management, yeah, I'd probably say, actually that's closely allied with what we're doing. Well, we are actually a Google partner, so let's just hire another AdWords manager and scale that bit.
So even when you refer, you don't just say, here's a number for these guys, you actually say, well, we're going to call you, and then make a margin on that. No, we usually don't make a margin, but what we'll do is, so with the hosting company, like I refer a company called Crucial quite a bit. I'd rather not. They've let down a client recently. I'd just say, there's the number, this is the plan you need, go and buy that. And when you buy that, they'll move you for free. Do it. There you go. And then once you've got the hosting plan, give us the login, send us that welcome email, we'll do everything else. Yep. The only thing that for you is just no headache, that's it.
Yeah. That thing, that client who doesn't want to upgrade their website on a regular basis, when they get hacked, their problem, not mine.
The better part of that too is that with the hosting thing is that that client decides that they want to change their relationship with you, and their hosting isn't with, they're with someone else, they can just give that welcome email to someone else.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're portable as well.
Kind of silo.
So it shows them you're confident, right? You're confident in the things you do, and you can send them on. Probably the dangerous thing is a one-man operator. The question is, do I subcontract or do I refer? And really, if you're going to subcontract, you've got to work out how much time and effort am I going to have to put into project managing this person, and how do I build that into my fee structure? And then if you subcontract that person, have you got the skills to understand whether what they're doing is good or not? And then this person that's dealing with your client, if you refer them on, are they like an ultra propeller head and can't have a serious conversation with the client? Are you the one that's going to have to be the intermediary anyway? Yeah. I used to refer to that guy, Simon, years ago. Yeah. But it was simple because I knew he could talk to clients. The clients wanted a relationship with us. So in that case, we would bill the client, we would pay Simon. But he'd do all the face-to-face stuff with the client. It was easy because look at him, he knows what he's doing. Right? And even then, he knew what he was doing. So you can make it on a case-by-case basis, but you must, before you do an agreement with a subcontractor or a freelancer or a referrer, you must set the rules. Our rules are usually, we're not going to expect money or whatever for a referral, but you do your damn best. And if anything goes wrong, you keep me in the loop. That's the rule. Yeah.
My question was answered.
Hi.
You mentioned having a business coach and the advantages for that. What were those advantages and how do you then up to measure that return on investment? Because it isn't necessarily a cheap investment that you want to.
Okay, so the guy that I sat down with as a business coach was February 2011. We sat down, we talked about my business. I identified where I was wasting about $3,000 a month, just paying for stuff that I didn't really need. And we worked out that his $2,000 fee could be easily covered by just making some tough decisions I've been putting off. So I let somebody go, and suddenly I could afford business coaching. You shouldn't hire friends. Yeah. So that $2,000 a month, that turned into almost $200,000 for me after about 18 months. It's worth doing. If you're going to commit to it and do it, get on with it. I don't have the business coach now, no. Went from weekly coaching sessions down to fortnightly, and now, no, we're in quite a different space. And actually, at a certain point, personally, I found the type of business coaching I needed early on was almost like it was holding me back. Because instead of making a decision and getting on with it, because I knew what needed to be done, I would put the decision off to talk to a coach. And at that point, you're then really tripping over yourself. Yeah, it's unnecessary. And when you feel that way, you've got to cut it. Save yourself another $2,000 a month. Yeah. But there are different types of coaches. But you should meet a few and find out what you need. The main thing I needed was to be able to sell. I need to be able to look somebody in the eye, tell them we could do a bloody good job, and ask for the order. And that's hard. Yeah. Out of all the people that I meet, and I do shake hands with a lot of people, web designers and clients and whatever, there's very few people that I would expect to ask a client to part with money. Oh yeah, we can do you an awesome website. There are lots of talented people who can deliver on that, but there's only a handful of people who would say, here's the plan, sign this. Pen. As soon as you put the pen out, they take the pen and they're thinking about it. That's what I needed when I got coaching. Hey, is there any more questions? Sorry.
I just had a comment on the business coach thing. I've been able to negotiate a contract with someone, so I'm doing her copywriting, and she's giving me business coaching. We were just really clear about our expectations of each other and what we were both comfortable with, and that's working for us.
Great. Great.
Yeah, good. You mentioned sharing war stories. I don't want to mention.
Sorry.
I don't want to mention any particular war story, but I'm sure we've all had problems with clients. But you know, I started out actually like yourself, one-man band, two-man band, me and my wife, and from there. But probably the number one thing I had wrong to begin with, and you only learn from school hard knocks and not knowing and being ignorant, is really just not having like some written contract information after the quote's been approved. That final step, getting a client to sign something, didn't think about doing that. You talk to clients, you think that they're sensible, they seem like sane people, but 3 months down the track, you probably have 10, 12, 14, 15 good clients, and then you get that one maniac that turns to be, Jekyll and Hyde, and you've got nothing sort of, they have no recollection of the phone conversation, all that sort of thing. So if you're starting out with WordPress and not doing that, make sure you go online, find a template or something like that, and you modify it to suit your own purposes, but a few things about how many design revisions are included, all of that sort of thing. You don't need to hold every client to every letter of that, but if we need to go off the rails and go, we've included three revisions, we've had 6, I'm going to have to charge you a variation for more, or you terminate, or some sort of conversation like that.
Yeah.
We can do that, and we have
There's-
of terribly unprofitable jobs until we implemented it, and it's
Yeah.
one little important thing.
I'd totally echo that, and like one of the big things that we've done well with the help of the coach is we've avoided bad jobs. When you get a sniff of the client with a red flag, Be careful. Just be careful. And when you're actually in the contract with the client and you're sending out those project updates, oh, we want to change this, oh, we want to change that. Yep, great, nice phone conversation. Yep. Okay, great. All right, send an email. When you're on the phone call, write the email. I'm going to check it with Crystal now, but get ready and send an email and say at the bottom whether or not it's going to have a variation impact on time to delivery, or time of the actual project. Get it written down, because then you can point at it in 3 months' time if they've dragged their heels again or whatever it is. Get it written down and make a note. Email is great for that, but you've just got to be true to yourself as you go through the project too. My business coach used to do this horrible sort of impression, but he used to say, no business is better than bad business, right? And if you could ask Dave, the particular project that you've got in your head right now, would you be better off doing that and making no money, or would you be better off spend the money on buying a fishing boat?
The opportunity cost is terrible.
Yeah.
The number of profitable jobs you could do at the same time you spend on that one unprofitable one.
Okay, so for the tape, you're saying the profitable jobs that you've missed in the opportunity? Yeah, dreadful. Like I did a job for somebody, 2008. I lost about 25 grand on it. Took me 6 months to work on the project. I made some money, but not enough to really justify. I literally could have gone and bought a fishing boat, kitted out with cameras, and started a fishing blog.
Cool. Well, we're going to wrap